I will be covering the Chicago White Sox home opener against the Angels. This will be my 19th season bringing you interviews with MLB past and present players. Over those 19 seasons, I have interviewed well over 1,000 MLB players and 20 of the current 363 players inducted into the Hall of Halls of the MLB Hall of Fame as of 2024. I have presented those interviews to you one at a time. This upcoming interview is number 4 with Dick Hitman Allen, inducted into the Hall with the class of 2024. The next upcoming release interview will be number 5, paying tribute to Dave Parker of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who was also inducted into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2024. Now, before I share this interview with you, I want to remind you that I have written a book, The Diary of a Coach, 40 Years. I just can't tell it all. And if you have not gotten your copy of this book, The Diary of a Coach, 40 Years, I just can't tell it all, I encourage you to do so right now. For chapter 4 in this book, on pages 38 and 39, addresses why African American baseball players are not being drafted. The true story, why African American baseball players are not being drafted. If given the opportunity, one of them or more could be the next Dave Parker, or All-Star and Hall of Famer, or even the next Dick Hitman Allen, who single-handedly saved the Chicago White Sox franchise from going under by filling the seats. The talking points today is that African American baseball players are no longer playing baseball. They have turned to football and basketball. That's not true. Get the book. Get the book. I will tell you the whole story. Order this book online today, and it will be shipped directly to you. Order at thediaryofacoach.com. Thediaryofacoach.com. Right there on the screen. Click on the link, go in there, order the book, and we'll ship it directly to you. Now, the coach and Dick Allen.
Visiting with Dick Allen, 1972 MVP for the Chicago White Sox, and only the 3rd player in White Sox history.
I couldn't believe that, huh?
Only the 3rd.
Yeah, couldn't believe that, huh? What is that, since 1901?
Uh-huh.
I thought we had more of that, but we'll get some more MVP, huh?
So you must have been pretty good, huh?
You guys are making me feel like it anyway. If it's a lie, don't let me wake up yet. I've enjoyed it.
So tell us a little bit about your playing career.
From Wampum, Pennsylvania, a little town of population 1,090. Come from a small family of 10, 5 boys, 5 girls. But what I'm proud of, all 5 boys were all-state basketballers and 3 high school All-Americans. But then we chose baseball. And
so you go brag a little bit, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm
Okay.
shining a little apple. That's all it is, Coach. I just shine a little apple. But anyway, without going through it all, it brought me here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I say here, that's Chicago, the greatest sports town in America, I feel, and they're rightly so. We've had some great stars that come through here. I really love the way the fans, the city itself, they really support their athletic teams. The biggest in '72 is when I saw most of the blacks of our people and Latinos come in that ballpark in '72. Probably here more than anywhere in my little short 20-year career. Those are things that are driving for me and that I appreciate mostly now, Coach.
You come from a small town, a little over 1,000 in a big city like Chicago. You had to get lost now.
Exactly, but little cornbread, something on that table, home cooked meal. Then you'll find your way around. You'll find where you're going.
You was one of them. They talk about the bright lights, huh?
Right. You'll find your way home.
So I mean, you think about some of the greats. I mean, you played with Goose Gossage. I mean, that turned out to be one of the greatest pitchers in baseball history.
And rightly so, but even more so than that, Coach. Let's go back and start where it really began, Ernie Banks. When I was a kid, you see, they set a precedent. I know he was very big in my sight. Not so much for what he did in his uniform, as we all know he was terrific as a player, but it was the way he conducted and handled himself with his character off the field. You know, he remembered everyone by their first name and treated everyone with respect. And somehow or another that caught my eye. I got a chance to meet him, you see, when I was in the 10th grade. And Tony Taylor was his roommate, wind up being my roommate. So we had to start with fellas like that. And then when I first got to be a rookie, there's Mays. Now these fellas had already been there like before me, you see. So during my time, when I'm 28, 29, these were the stars as of today. And they all wear World Series rings. But he didn't let me cross over and get that one. But this has been great for me here in Chicago.
You know, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Bill Williams, Ernie Banks. I mean, these were the pioneers. So we're losing a lot of them in today's game.
Yeah, not only that. See, what concerns me most is that here is our race. We go to basketball, football. And to me, baseball has always been the game of intelligence because there's so many things you have to remember and you're playing with your instincts. Football, hey, we got 52, 56 in uniform. Heck, you don't even know really who's your teammate. And it's in the weight room and lift it, said, tear it down, how mean, how rough, how tough. Basketball, we're only going to carry 12 guys. I love them all, don't get me, I'm not knocking them in sports. I loved them, played them all. But in basketball, if you're not 6'5", 6'6", no one looking at you. And they're only going to 12, even in colleges, in the pros. But in baseball, everybody gets a chance. I don't care if you're size 5'3", 5'6", 6'5". We've had them even 6'10". Randy Johnson pitched with Arizona. He's 6'10". Everybody gets a chance. You see, color, size, it doesn't matter. This is a really terrific game, and I'm really concerned about it. That here we are, we don't play with all the of the beginning from Jackie Robinson, Jesse Owens, Negro League baseball. We don't even touch it anymore. It's sad. It's very sad.
And you know, the Chicago Museum is going to honor you with a dinner. What's that about?
I really am, but I think it's just a great gesture that they did bring me back. He was around during those days. He could probably tell you more about me than I can myself. He could tell me more about
That's the big man.
He could probably tell you more about me. He took the pictures and the things for the Sox for back in the day.
Well, he didn't give me a whole lot of highlights on Dick Allen.
Well, you know, to be honest, and on your show, I got to tell you this. I happen to be, and he will tell you that, the only writer Dick Allen would trust in Chicago. Knew everything about him simply because of the fact that he didn't look for any publicity. If he wanted to say something, he would say it probably through me, maybe, if he wanted to say anything. But he is the greatest ball player I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot. Wow. And I've told you that before.
Oh, thank you. You never told me that. Here, I'm confiding in him way back here, Coach, you see, you know.
And I argue that point all the time. I said, just look at the cards. Just look at the cards. Look at how many steals from first against him. Look at how many steals from second, the few games he played there. Look at how he played third base. How many guys let off too big on him. And that was one of the reasons why Chuck Tanner said to me, his retainance of the opponents on any team, he was never struck out 2 times in a game by any pitcher with the same pitch, twice.
You know, on this last question, Dick Allen, There's a generation out there that have no idea your history, your legacy. How would you want to be remembered by this game?
Oh,
You're very humble. I can see that.
You know that too. But there's so many things you see for kids that need to know. I like to see kids, man, being obedient to their parents, and the parents setting a little structure of guidance from the beginning. But how do I want to be remembered? I'd like to be remembered as one who did love my God Jesus, and Lord and Savior, for one, and a very good ball player. In my own mind, I'd like to be remembered by that, not whether he did this wrong, he did that wrong, as we were saying here in the press conference. I like to think that I've helped a lot of people, more so than I've torn anyone down, and if there was any detriment, I did it to myself. But not here in Chicago. They accepted me for what I am, and a lot of the things that I did do was here that made the changes today, and I'm thinking that those changes were for the better.
The coach with the gentle giant that walked with a big soft but with a big stick, Dick Allen.
I like that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.